this is Mr. Leach from Rotherham Music, and welcome to this short series of videos that are going to help you get to grips with the basic techniques you'll need when starting classical guitar. Over the next few lessons, we're going to cover holding the guitar correctly, different methods of plucking the strings, and we're going to read and play some simple rhythms. These videos accompany the Unit 1 beginning guitar booklet that can be downloaded from the Rotherham Music website using the link below. So let's dig straight in with lesson 1. After this first lesson, you should be able to name and locate the important features of the guitar, name all of its open strings, and most importantly of all, be able to sit and hold the guitar correctly. Let's begin by having a look at the guitar. It's a bit like us in that it's got a body, it's got a neck, and it's got a head. The body is where the sound's produced. In the middle of the body, there's a sound hole to allow the sound to escape. The front of the neck has a fingerboard, which is covered in wires called frets. We can press behind each fret to change the sound of each string. To allow the strings to vibrate, they've got to be held away from the guitar. And this is done by the bridge and the saddle at this end of the guitar. So the saddle is that white bit of plastic that's sitting on the bridge, and at the other end of the guitar we've got the nut that holds the strings away from the neck at this end of the guitar. On the head we've got 6 tuning pegs that are used to tune the 6 individual strings. What I'd like you to do now is turn to page 2 in your booklet and try and complete the diagram of the guitar parts. Once you've done that, you can restart your video again. Let's go on to naming the strings on the guitar. We're going to start with the lowest one, or the thickest string, and we're going to work our way down. E, A, D, G, B, E. You'll notice that the lowest sounding string and the highest sounding string have the same names. They're both called E. So we've got a low E and a high E. There's an easy rhyme that helps us to remember the string names. Elephants, and donkeys, grow, big, ears. E for elephant, A for and, D for donkeys, G for grow, B for big, E for ears. Now have a go, see if you can go through your strings and remember the names of each string. If you get stuck, there's a diagram on page 3 of your booklet that will help you. For the final part of this video, we're going to look at holding the guitar correctly. Now I'm going to be talking about this as if you're a right-handed player. So that means you're going to be playing your strings with your right hand and pressing and changing notes with your left hand. So if you're a left-handed player, you'll need to do it the opposite way around. I'm also going to be using a footrest. So I'm going to put that under my left leg to lift it up off the floor, and that makes it easier for me to hold the guitar. You don't have to use one of those. You could use some books at home or a cushion if you've got one, But if you haven't got anything, that's fine. Just make sure you sat a bit lower down and just follow everything that I do. Okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is make sure that my legs are about as wide as my shoulders. Then, the guitar has got a waist. Can you see the waist there? I'm going to move the guitar across between my legs and I'm going to sit the waist of the guitar on my left leg. Just nice and close to my body. Now that should put the guitar on your leg at an angle. And what we want is that the head of the guitar is roughly level with your head. So that's a good position for your guitar to be in. To hold it in place, I'm going to put my right elbow on this shelf on the corner of the guitar there. And this is the important bit because your elbow is what's going to hold your guitar in position. So I'm going to put my elbow on there and then my thumb goes on the E string, the low E string, and my fingers are going to point straight down to the floor. Okay, so that elbow is important that it's on top of that shelf, not down the side. If it's down the side, the guitar will slide away. So it needs to be on top like that. If you find your shoulders tucked up like that, just push down with your guitar, get it into a comfortable position. Thumb on that string and your fingers pointing down to the floor. Okay? If you've got a really good position, you won't need this hand to hold the guitar. Your left leg and your elbow will be holding that in place. And it leaves this hand free then just to play the notes. So what we're going to do with this hand, we're going to make a thumbs up and we're going to pop it. We're going to put your thumb flat on the back of the neck and we're going to do that roughly in the 2nd fret space. So round the back where the 2nd fret space is, and then just bring your fingers round the front. And that's your position for playing. So you should be nice and relaxed with your elbow on that shelf, thumb on the top string over the sound hole, fingers pointing down to the ground, with your left hand thumbs up, and your fingers round the front of the instrument, away from the instrument because we don't want them anywhere near it. Okay, so what I want you to do, practice getting into a good position with your guitar so that you feel comfortable and you've followed all those points. Okay, so when you can do all the 3 things from this video, move on to lesson 2.